Hi, it's Nikki here from Happy Hormones for Life, and today I am talking about quite common vitamin and mineral deficiencies. So, vitamins and minerals, just like we need air and water, we know that our bodies also need nutrients, micronutrients in the form of vitamins and minerals to function properly. They are absolutely essential for your body to build, repair, grow, heal, protect, support, and regulate almost every single function, including your hormones. But the trouble is, finding the right balance is not always easy. There are lots and lots of things that can get in the way of us getting enough of these nutrients. So the first thing that can happen is obviously in our diet. We might not have a good enough diet so that we're getting enough of these nutrients that the body needs. Secondly, food quality may not be as good as it used to be. Food grown in mineral depleted soil or with lots of chemicals may not have enough nutrient levels. Stress is another big one. Some nutrients are needed by the adrenals to help you deal with stress, and there's an awful lot of that around at the moment. So there's lots of nutrients getting used up, particularly magnesium, vitamin C and B vitamins. They're the ones that get used up a lot with adrenal and health and stress. Lack of sunlight is another area, particularly for vitamin D. If you're not supplementing, the only source is sunlight, which is not available in the Northern Hemisphere through the winter months. Or if you cover up or you stay out of the sun for any reason, or you have darker skin, you may not also be getting enough exposure. Next one is gut health. Excuse me. Really important because we may be on the best diet in the world, but if we're not absorbing those nutrients very well, we are still going to be deficient. Heavy periods is another factor, obviously can lead to iron deficiency, and of course aging. So as we get older, our nutrient needs not only go up, but our capability, our digestive function goes down as well. So it's actually harder to get enough of the vitamins and minerals that we need. How can you tell if you're deficient? Well, obviously testing helps. In our blood tests, we routinely check things like iron stores, ferritin, folate, B12, vitamin D, and magnesium. But testing is not always easy or available for everyone. So I'm going to talk about some common signs and symptoms that you can look out for that may detect if you have a deficiency in this area. The problem is a lot of these symptoms do cross over, so it is quite hard. But I'm going to talk a little bit about what you can do in terms of food sources and supplements as well to make sure that you're not deficient. Okay, I'm going to talk about 6 major common vitamin and mineral deficiencies. There are over 30 of them in the body or needed by the body, but these particular 6 I come across again and again. So the first one is iron, obviously. Iron is needed to carry oxygen in the blood to all our tissues. Common symptoms of deficiency are fatigue, hair thinning or hair loss, looking a bit pale, mouth ulcers, brittle nails, restless legs, and obviously heavy periods. So it's really important to get your iron, make sure your iron's good. Food sources of iron, mostly meat, poultry, fish, soy, nuts, seeds, lentils, green veg. Animal and plant irons have different levels of absorption, but if you have a mixture, it's good. The second one is magnesium. Needed for over 300 different functions in the body, magnesium is critical. I call it your hormone rescuer because it's so vital. Particularly when we're all stressed, because it is your relaxation mineral. So common signs of deficiency, they're not exhaustive, these lists, they're just some common symptoms that we know about. Fatigue, restless legs or twitchy, crampy muscles, cold hands, aching joints, mood issues, so low mood, anxiety, maybe headaches, palpitations, PMS, painful periods, potentially, and sometimes high blood pressure too. Now, food sources of magnesium, there aren't a massive amount of foods that we tend to eat a lot of. So dark green leafy veg, nuts and seeds, broccoli, and my favourite of all, dark chocolate. When you're reaching for that chocolate, it may be that your body needs magnesium, right? So that's a sign that you may be deficient. The third vitamin is vitamin D. Actually, it's a hormone, but I've included it on the list because it's so important to highlight for your bone health, for your immune health, for your mental health, and so much more. And common signs of deficiency actually are not very obvious, but you can get depression or low mood, you can have sleep issues, low immunity, and sometimes bone pain as well. Now, there are very limited source of vitamin D from food, very trace amounts in things like eggs and oily fish, not enough to get the adequate amounts. So you need to have be in the sunshine, direct exposure, or you need to supplement if it's the winter months and you're not getting the sun. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4 is B12. Now I've written about B12 before. It's in my family. My gran had real problems with it. It's an absolute vital nutrient for energy and for your nervous system. So, and it's often misdiagnosed or not diagnosed at all because the symptoms can vary. So, common signs of deficiency of B12: fatigue, depression, brain fog, anxiety, dizziness, pale appearance, mouth ulcers, numbness, tingling in your hands or feet, and this strange burning sensation in your tongue or your feet. Not always, but those are the things to look out for. So food sources are animal foods for B12. So meat, fish, dairy. If you're vegan, you need to supplement B12. You can't get it from anywhere else. Okay. Number 5 is zinc, an incredibly important mineral for your immune system, for fertility, for digestion, for gene expression, all sorts of things. Zinc is incredibly important. Common signs of deficiency: loss of taste or smell. We've heard about that recently. Sometimes you can get white spots or ridges on your nails. It can take time for your wounds to heal. So poor healing, poor appetite, stretch marks, although not always zinc. It's just sometimes it just happens. Hair loss, frequent colds or infections. Food sources of zinc: meat, shellfish, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and spinach. But I would say in the winter months, we really need to top up our zinc on a daily basis. Vitamin C is the final one. As well as critical for your immune system, it also helps to strengthen your blood vessels and connective tissue, makes your skin and joints supple, and it's a major antioxidant. So really, really important. And we get through it very, very quickly when we're stressed. All right. Common signs of deficiency of vitamin C: sore bleeding gums. When you brush your teeth, if there's blood there, you may be vitamin C deficient. Poor hair growth, easy bruising, frequent nosebleeds is a funny one as well, and obviously frequent colds if you keep getting picking things up. Food sources of vitamin C: we know about citrus fruits. We know that bell peppers are incredibly, especially the red ones, rich in vitamin C. Broccoli, spinach, kiwi, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, all your lovely cruciferous veg as well. There are lots, many more vitamins and minerals to consider. But if you start with these 6 to rule out any potential deficiencies, you're in a good place. And they're absolutely much more common than you'd think. Now, supplements. If you can't get those foods on a regular basis in your diet, or you have gut issues that maybe you're not absorbing them, or you have a lot of stress around, you're going to need to supplement. And I always advise women over 40 particularly to supplement with my basic 5. I'm going to talk about the 4 here because they're more relevant to the nutrients I've talked about. So a good multivitamin with active B vitamins. I haven't mentioned the B vitamins apart from the 12 today because they are incredibly important too, but there's too many to mention. Active B vitamins, and you get your essential minerals in a good multivitamin. Go over to my collection at Improved Vitamins. I've got the link in the blog, and I'll pop it on the post as well. To check out my favourite brands of multivitamins. Don't just go get a cheap one from the supermarket. It won't do the job. Second supplement is vitamin D. Obviously through the winter, everybody should be on D. Kids, elderly, anybody, everybody. If you live in the UK or the Northern Hemisphere where you haven't got direct exposure to sunshine throughout the winter months. So you have to be taking a vitamin D supplement, minimum 1000 IU. I like to take my D3 with K2 because that helps it to work. Again, that's in my collection if you want to go and have a look at that. Vitamin C, incredibly important. Like I mentioned, it's an antioxidant and it's that immune support as well. So I've added that into the list. And the last one is magnesium. So best form of magnesium, citrate or glycinate. But I wouldn't do citrate if you've got diarrhea or loose stools. It's going to make that worse. If you've got constipation, it might be a good one though. But otherwise, glycinate is a really good form of magnesium. And 300 to 400 milligrams a day would be a good dose. So go ahead and go visit my collection if you'd like to know more about those and where to get them from. And if you'd like to talk to us about our testing packages, please do get in touch as well. And I really hope that was helpful. Have a great day.